year it's very competitive. I mean, just last weekend, St. Francis beat Mason, who beat us. But there's a lot of really good teams, and those top 4 spots aren't secured for anybody.
Me not working hard, yeah right, picture that with a Kodak. Or better yet, go to Times Square, take a picture of me with a Kodak. Took my life from negative to positive.
The EIVA is more competitive than it's been in recent memory. I mean, there's 4 postseason spots, and you've got at least 6, not 7 teams competing to get one of those 4 spots. So every conference match really matters a lot, and it's not going to be necessarily the best teams that get in. It's going to be the most consistent teams. So every day, whoever you're playing, whoever's on the other side of the net, you just got to worry about your side. You got to execute your game each and every day. Our ultimate achievement would probably be an NCAA championship. I don't think there's many teams competing in Division I that aren't playing for that. That being said, to do that, the first thing we have to do is win the EIVA. We have to make the NCAA Final Four, and to do that, we have to win our regular season matches. So as much as it's fun to think about, the fact that we could go to UCLA, play in the Poly Pavilion for a national championship, we really have to focus every day in practice at the level.
So I think the EIVA is competitive, basically every year. But since I've been following college volleyball, this is by far the most competitive it's been. And I've already seen Penn State's had really a very impressive, kind of run where before Harvard beat them this year, they had won really an incredibly consistent, performance of winning matches. So the fact that they've already gotten knocked off, they're still an incredible team. Harvard's obviously an incredible team. George Mason, us, St. Francis is. When they're hot, they can beat anybody. So there's a lot of teams this year. It's going to be kind of certainly more competitive at the top through 1 through 8. It's going to be more interesting. There's going to be a lot more kind of question marks as the season goes on. So as far as competitive is concerned, this will be the best EIVA year ever. So this year we're looking to win the EIVA and go to the Final Four. I think that's a goal that we've established early on this season, and it's something we all believe we can do. Basically, it comes down to making the playoffs and playing well.
The EIVA this year is really competitive. A lot of the teams, George Mason, us, Harvard, and of course Penn State, St. Francis making a comeback with their win over George Mason this weekend, and NJIT, they're all very good teams, and all the games, all the matches we're going to be playing are going to be very close. And it's just, it's a result of all the programs just upping their game in terms of training. And it's very exciting in terms of our ultimate achievement this year. I think it goes without saying, all of us want to make it to the NCAA Final Four. It hasn't been done since 1998, and this is our chance to do it.
Party people!
The EIVA is really competitive this year. The top 4, 5, 6 teams, and we have a very short season, so every match is really important to getting to our final goal.
Yeah, I think the EIVA is extremely competitive this year. For the first time since I've been here, we don't have an undefeated team. Penn State's been undefeated every year I've been here, and right now we're maybe a third into the season. And Penn State and Harvard both have a loss. Us and Mason both have 2 losses, and so there's a lot of jumbling up, which it's exciting to be a part of that. It's exciting for every match to matter, for every set to matter. Last year we went 7-7 and tied with St. Francis, and it was the fact that we were ahead of them on sets that put us into the postseason. So every game's a battle, and every match, every point matters, and that's pretty exciting. And I think it's going to be that way down to the end, down to our final match against Mason on April 20th. To see who goes to the postseason and who's where. Our ultimate achievement, I think we talk a lot about process goals versus outcome goals, and certainly outcome goal for us is to end up in Poly Pavilion in the men's Final Four out at UCLA in May. And it's an exciting goal. Princeton's the only team to make it to the Final Four in quite some time, other than Penn State from our league in '98, and so we'd certainly like to be the team to replicate that. But I think on a more micro level, we sort of take to heart the idea of taking every opportunity to improve. Every opportunity in the practice gym, in the training gym, every touch, every chance we get to improve. And we feel like if we can do that, then we're going to be the best we can be.
Whoa.